Global communication puts languages on the front line. How many of us are raising bilingual kids? How diverse the classes and schools have become. The world is now multilingual, and literacy is a core subject in schooling. But languages are still taught in the same way as they have been over the past 200 years. I believe the opportunity for modernization is here infinite. I'm Nataliya Tetruyeva, conceiver and co-founder of the edtech startup eKids.eu. 4 years ago, together with John McDonough and Felix Hafner, we decided to change the way languages are taught and learned at school. Mobile technology allows us to present students with interactive content, visual data, as well as to capture students' touch, gaze, audio, and other data. By leveraging this rich interaction, we can infer a lot about students' language proficiency, as well as proactively direct developments through prescribed exercises and content. You might have met Luca. His family migrated from Spain to the US. In grade 1, he has just started reading in his native language, Spanish. At midterm, Luca arrives home super excited. He is ready to read independently, and he has his first English reader. Over time, Luca becomes overwhelmed. He needs more support in English and Spanish, but doesn't get it at home. Away from Spain, his family lack access to reading materials that would have given him greater confidence in his native language. His participation at school is impacted by his inability to communicate in his schooling language, English. He feels lost and struggles to keep up with the class. His motivation evaporates. He starts avoiding books and is demotivated, finds excuses to game a little bit longer. His teachers and parents are concerned. Would you believe me if I told you that every fifth fourth grader in the US, Germany, Spain, or France finds themselves in a similar situation to Luca? This may seem unbelievable to such a well-educated and accomplished audience such as yourselves. However, these facts have been proven by the Progress in International Reading, the literacy study published in 2017. And I don't think these facts should be taken lightly. eKids aims to create a pioneering scaffolding system for language and reading development. Novel machine learning methods for acoustic language analysis will be applied to develop an easy-to-use and motivating mobile assessment and training system. Our technology can be adopted worldwide for any target language in the future. Our solution goes beyond standard literacy app. eKids taps into children's innate ability to naturally develop languages, whereby skills are not so much taught, but rather deducted and developed. We apply a power of AI to analyze kids' speech. While teachers rely on textbooks, eKids goes beyond the 2D and focuses on children's innate ability, which personalizes their experience in language learning. Each child's detailed profile will be taken into account to accurately assess individual proficiencies and deficiencies. And this can be done in the classroom, but also remotely. Automated speech recognition specialized for children's speech will be tailored to cope with diverse student demographics, diverse cultural backgrounds, as well as accents. This is unique as no other company has so far managed a breakthrough in speech analysis for children. Our core target user group is elementary and primary school students. Other groups like EAL and special needs students can also benefit from the product. We are reaching out to the 30 million students globally, but firstly in our 3 core markets. These are the home markets of Germany and Spain, and then we plan to access the US with an exceptional combination of content, the English, Spanish, and German language programs. Our technology offers a very short lead to market in any target language. Using our proprietary methodology, students engage with the app. Data is then accumulated and analyzed. Students are then guided to using the most effective content. eKids engages in a linguistic interaction based on our structured input. We also stimulate diverse language practice in the class and at home. We create room for demonstration of students' achievements and provide tools for modern mentoring and self-regulation. Frameworks allow children to explore and discover reading and speaking, listening and thinking for themselves. As Benjamin Franklin said, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." Students' involvement is exactly what eKids facilitates in your classroom. What is the greatest asset that we give teachers? The greatest asset of eKids language program to both students and educators is the flexibility of using or not using all of the available scaffolding and practice tools. You can turn off the picture to make it a true reading comprehension task without any visual clues. Children can illustrate a story with the pictures in their own minds. Language production is at the heart of any language program. The text can be turned off and children can retell story in writing using the original text as a mentor text. With the same setting, you could add the audio function so that the text is read aloud. When children then take the comprehension test, it becomes a true listening task. Again, the language production can be also accomplished orally with the recording function. The pictures and the microphone motivate the children to use the new vocabulary, speak in full sentences, and even on a paragraph level. There are endless options how educators can use eKids in the classroom, either as a whole class exploring the text or for individual reading practice focusing on common skills. eKids complements audiolingua, behaviorist, communicative, and other learning methodology in your teaching while also being fully immersive. The content includes both fiction and non-fiction resources, which allows the teacher to slot in stories to their curriculum plan and provide students with a fresh learning experience combining traditional methodologies with ingenious technology. Over the reading levels, the texts are not only gaining complexity in terms of decoding skills, but they also aid vocabulary and structure building. The lowest level texts are extremely repetitive and patterned. Only one or two words are exchanged. Then grammatical variations are introduced, so the texts actually mimic and support the language acquisition process. The pictures are carrying exactly the content of the text without being overly dominant or overburdening the text. In addition, almost all pictures are animated to either show detail or motion and action that is described in the text section. Creating new observational and assessment measures, we empower teachers to teach language skills according to individual students' abilities and needs, even in the class of 30. Teachers have the option to keep track of every student in various ways: number of books read, comprehension tests, modulating the reading level. In addition, the teacher can listen to student recordings and give their audio feedback. We are also developing an exciting feature that would allow educators to create and share their own content, their own book discussions for students, focusing on some selected topics or grammar points. But I let teacher to speak for herself, and she should tell us what are the 5 reasons for using eKids.eu in the classroom.
Hello, my name is Robin. I've been teaching English for 15 years, which translates to a lot of students with a lot of different abilities, a lot of needs, and a lot of different learning styles. This means a lot of lesson preparation because often I have to, as you know, plan 3 lessons for one class just to make sure that everyone's got access to the lesson goals. If I break down the areas of teaching and learning into 5 parts, firstly looking at differentiation, eKids takes my workload because each child can work at their own level, whether level 1, level 2, level 3, up until level 9, and they don't feel demotivated because they're not falling back. They don't feel like they're struggling to keep pace with other people in the classroom. They're working at a pace that they're happy with. Going into the next role of a teacher, feeding back. This progression is monitored and recorded on eKids, which means I can observe the progression that the students are making. I can see how they've scored in the test results without actually having to mark them, and this can feed straight back into the report writing. Next up, very apt in this day and age, continuity. When a child or the teacher has been off ill, there's always been a break in learning. However, with eKids, because students can learn remotely, they don't need to be in the classroom to be with the class and learning that day's lesson aims. They can see what work's been set and get to it at home. Finally, pace and variety. This is crucial, especially with teaching young children and teenagers. If it's not exciting, you don't hold their attention as much. The variety of fiction and non-fiction material in the eKids stories means that I can slot this in anywhere in the curriculum and tie it into grammar, creative writing, speaking and listening. It monitors their auditory and visual progress in terms of how they're reading as well as how they're pronouncing. So eKids has definitely meant an easier life for me and a better life for students, because as a teacher I can give them more of myself, which is crucial in the student-teacher relationship.
Today, eKids app is available on iOS and Android. We offer a school version and access to the program from home. COVID-19 has highlighted the need for mobile resources, specifically for primary school-aged language and reading learners. And of course, our user base has been growing up since the first lockdown. Currently, we have over 50,000 students and educators registered on our platform. Our pricing model offers class as well as school subscriptions. It is flexible and capable of accommodating school districts and regional government needs. Within 12 months of the release of our eKids school version, over 1,000 German schools registered their interest, and we launched a number of pilots both in Spain and Germany, this in collaboration with school districts and parents' associations. The idea of these pilots is to address the growing need for structured implementation of the digital resources targeting specifically language learning across the schools and regions. Creating new observational and assessment measures, we empower teachers to meet individual students' language abilities and needs, even in the class of 30. We enable educational district and school networks to achieve the following benefits: cohesive leveled reading program employing 21st century technology with all of its capacity, synchronized literacy instructions in the first or second language, as well as bilingual programs for K-5, personalized support for talent development and at-risk readers, adaptability and compatibility with most learning management system and administration platforms, as well as remote learning in a pandemic environment. We are proud of our references, awards, and in particular of our partnerships in the research and business community. Our content and technology is acknowledged by leading institutions such as University of Regensburg and Valencia that also became our partners most recently, as well as the National Reading Foundation in Germany. This year we are launching eKids in Spain and are planning to expand internationally with the acceleration and support of the two great programs that we are proud of being part of since autumn 2020. It's Women in Cloud and Impact at Tech in Spain. eKids EU is a highly impactful product. We support children through stages of literacy and language development, personalizing, teaching, and learning. Support our exciting journey, empower piloting of the eKids application with your school district, get our product into your offer to educational enterprises, get a demo session, contact us, help the world to communicate, and make language education accessible.